Are you ready for down-to-earth reporting and brutal honesty? The Joe Rossano Show is next.
I'm a mover and a shaker, and I'm everything you're not. I'm the winner, you're the loser, and I'll take you for all you got.
Welcome back to my final segment with Baltimore's own Mickey Cucchiella, where Mickey and I are now going to get local. Mickey, bottom line, how did you end up on 98 Rock? I mean, W-I-Y-Y, Baltimore. I mean, Billy Idol says, Billy Idol, 98 Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
I used to get a kick out of playing.
It's a, you know.
It's a dream come true.
Really?
For a Baltimore kid.
You bet.
I was working at Hammerjacks at the time. And
another local landmark.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the program director for 98 Rock at the time was a guy named Russ Mala. Mm-hmm. And Russ would come down, and Russ was really funny. And we would just, you know, talk and shoot the shit, so to speak. And I would make him laugh really hard. So one day he said, he was doing afternoons at the time. He said, why don't you come up and do an afternoon show with me? So I went up and we did it. And it was great. It was, I was really funny with him. And he started having me come on more and more and more. And eventually he moved to mornings. And they hired, they hired me to do mornings at 21 years old. And I was not ready for that lifestyle change. You know, I was out partying all night. Not really partying because I didn't really drink or I really never did drugs. But just having fun. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden when you're waking up at 4:30 in the morning, you're going, all right, this sucks. And I did it for 6 months and I hated it. I hated the hours and all of that. So I stopped and I went back and I just did comedy. Went back to Hammerjacks, worked there, comedy developed. Then I was doing comedy. And Kirk, Mark, and Lopez, Kirk McEwen, had come to a comedy show, and we knew each other, obviously.
As do I.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And Kirk said to me, hey man, you gotta come up on the show one time, you're hilarious. And I did, and just knocked it out of the park. And they started having me up more and more and more until I was on every week. And the program director at that time, a guy named Rick Strauss, asked me if I wanted to do nights with a girl, like build a show. And I was like, nah, I did radio once, and comedy's at night, whatever. So then he goes, well, I'll pay you this much. And I went, maybe I won't have to travel as far. I'm getting ready to get married and have a baby. Yeah, I'll give it a shot, see what happens. And that's what happened. And then there, I went from nights. Then they got Amelia, and we did afternoons. And then when Kirk, Mark, and Lopez left, they brought us to mornings, and I did that for 9 years, I think, 10 years. Mm-hmm. So it was awesome. You know, it was a very rewarding time in my career. And I'm very thankful for it. And I'm back now doing nights because I took a break.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get to that. Let me be forthcoming here, Mickey. It's just you and I here.
Sure, yeah. And there's 7 people watching.
I have somewhat of an anxiety disorder. Okay?
Sure.
And let me tell you the depths of it.
Yeah.
Okay? Scab on my knee, cancer.
Right.
I got a headache, man. Brain tumor.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Okay? You know, 4 pills later, I'm all right.
Yeah.
You have gone into the community and are currently helping folks with mental illness disorders, etc., such as, if I'm not mistaken, anxiety, depression, etc.
Yeah.
You had just mentioned a moment ago that you had left 98 Rock.
Yeah, I got to a point where my marriage was ending. I had 3 little kids. I was just miserable. Depression was outrageous. The anxiety, the stress. I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I had this wheelbarrow job where they just dump money at me every week. And I was miserable. And I said to myself, if making this kind of money doesn't make me happy, and I don't get to see my kids because of the hours. I'm still depressed. My anxiety's driving me crazy. What am I doing? And I looked myself in the mirror one day and I said, I'm done. I got to save my life. Now, ironically, leaving there probably saved my life at that time. But then, after leaving, I think I spiraled more. Because there was obviously a lot more to it than just a job. And probably had, until recently, the worst 3 years of my life. Financially, romantically, emotionally, any league you can think of. And through a lot of hard work, pain, and suffering, I can manage it now. And I kind of did a one-man show about it and just told my story. Talked about writing a suicide note, which I read on stage. I mean, I actually wrote one. I was ready that night. And I passed out because I'm not a big drinker, and I was drinking vodka out of a bottle, writing this note. And I passed out. After I finished the note, I went over, sat down, and fell asleep. I woke up about 6 hours later and didn't want to kill myself anymore. So I told this story live, and I saw the effect it had on people, and people related to it because so many people suffer with it, the depression and the anxiety, that I decided to start a support group called Together. It's called Together We Got This. Right now we meet every Tuesday at the Bowman Restaurant downstairs.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays?
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays,
Yeah.
okay.
Tuesdays, doors open at 7. Meetings,
Bowman Restaurant,
Harford Road.
Harford Road.
Right in Kearney. Right
You
in
bet,
Beltway.
okay.
And we meet downstairs, and it starts at 7:30, usually about 90 minutes. Sometimes it'll go a little long. But we all share stories, we talk, we uplift each other, we help each other. We've developed a thing called Partners, where you change phone numbers with somebody, and if you're having a rough time or a rough day, you call that person, and you guys talk it through, you know. So I'm really proud of it. I really, really am. It's been partners, Dana, Jose, and Rachel, and we all kind of have our unique parts of the group. And it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done, and I don't make a nickel. There's no money changes hands anywhere. There's things we're gonna like to do in the future where we're gonna have to raise money and do charity fundraisers and things, and that's fine. But the work itself is really rewarding, and it's so much. I mean, it is so prevalent in our society, and it's like the last taboo. You know, we're talking about gender change, and we're talking about gender identification now, and gay marriage, and I think all of this stuff is wonderful. But no one wants to talk about mental health. It's like the last taboo. You still see people say, "Oh, depression's not real, cheer up." Yeah, okay. It's a chemical imbalance. Don't tell me it's not real.
I'm forthcoming about it.
Yeah,
Okay?
me too.
Because, you know, and this is you and I here. We don't
Sure.
have to be completely politically correct,
Right.
okay? You know, I want people to be a little less crazy.
Yeah,
So if, you know, I am very vocal about my anxiety disorder.
sure.
I really am,
Dude,
because
I got it.
I want you out of the closet.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
If you're having these issues,
Yeah.
and look, I had contemplated coming to your group.
I wish you would have.
Well, I'm going to, but
Good.
let me tell you why I haven't so far. I didn't want to end your group, okay, because this is what would have happened. Either, okay, my anxiety is freaking contagious,
Right,
and there would have been a mass suicide, group over,
right.
or the folks would have said, you know, Joe Rossano's anxiety is so bad that I don't feel so bad about myself anymore.
No,
So heck, I don't
Joe.
have to come here anymore.
Joe, you'd be amazed.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you know,
Can I tell you
my
something?
poor wife.
Listen to me. As bad as you think your anxiety is, and I would never judge it,
Oh goodness.
but you have to understand that anyone with anxiety feels that way. Because unless you have it, you can't explain it to anyone. You can't give someone that feeling. And once you have have you had a panic attack yet?
Never had a panic, but let me give you an example here. You know how I take medication for cholesterol?
Sure.
Okay? And you have to go every 6 months for blood work.
Yeah.
Been a year and a half. Why? Because this is what my mind does, my anxiety does to me, okay? Go get my blood work done. That is the worst 2 days of my life. Right. I'm waiting for the doctor to call and say, Mr. Rossano, we'd like to have you come in, sir, to discuss your blood work.
Yeah.
You have a disease
right.
that no one on earth has,
well,
that we can't cure.
I understand it, believe me. I almost was agoraphobic. I almost didn't leave my house. If I didn't have somebody come in literally and drag me out and take me to get my first medication, I may have just been a recluse the rest of my life.
And that's the funny thing. I didn't realize this until I was older. Okay? You know, I decided to see a therapist. And yeah, that therapist made me discover the several issues that I was having. I mean, look, you know, if I text Mickey Cucchiella, okay, and you don't text me back, he's mad at me.
Right now,
it's not the guy's busy.
Right.
It's not the guy's with his kid. Nope, he's mad at me. I mean, that is where my anxiety takes me. And again, I want to be forthcoming with this.
Yeah.
Because there is treatment.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, the therapist that I've seen, the medication that I take.
Listen, Joe.
It's helped.
Joe.
I got to tell you.
The worst part of the anxiety depression thing is that no one feels safe talking about it. And I'll look right in the camera and say it. Talking about it, dealing with it, saved my life. No other way to put it. If I would have kept this in, I would be dead. There's zero doubt in my mind.
Let me say to the camera that Mr. Cucchiella is absolutely 100% correct. It's, again, what it did to me, it takes away your quality of life. You know, when I've been counseled, part of my treatment is to try to live in the moment.
Sure.
You know, me, I worry about the 25 things I did when I was 22.
Yeah.
Okay, and
the 40 things you got to do tomorrow.
The 40 things I got to do tomorrow. 100%. You know, absolutely. And I got to tell you, my poor wife does not have any anxiety disorder at all. And you know,
well, I don't think she could afford any.
For the longest time, you know, when I had no idea, because you know, I thought that was a normal state of mind. I thought everybody thought that.
Yeah, I thought
everybody thought that their house was going to burn down in 3 weeks.
I thought I honestly at the end thought I was going crazy. I thought it was bad. If I left my house, it was, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get struck by lightning. I'm gonna get beat up. And if I was home, my safe place.
When I go into a convenience store and I'm like the fifth guy in line,
yeah,
and the register doesn't work, I'll tell everybody, I'm sorry, folks. If I wasn't here, that register would be working just fine. It's my fault that register isn't working.
That's funny.
You know, because sometimes, Mickey, you know, you can create these scenarios
Not sometimes.
in your head.
All the time.
If you think that way, chances are, I mean...
You ever been in a car and just start arguing with somebody that's not in the car? Like getting in an argument, you think about somebody and you start arguing with them. They're not even in the car. You're just talking out loud and fighting with someone. Wife, girlfriend, whatever. It's like, oh really? Is that what you think? And I go, what am I doing? And it's just my anxiety in my head. You know? Or I've been driving and thought, I could drive off that bridge right now. Like, not on purpose, like I could just fall off. I can't go over a high bridge. I can't drive over it. I could be the passenger. I could be, look how beautiful it is up here. The Bay Bridge, I could be right like this, looking out the passenger window. If I'm driving, I feel like I'm gonna faint. It's terrible. And it's all, but when you get the help and you reach out for it, that's the thing to do.
I mean, I gotta tell you, it helped me.
Yeah, it helps everybody.
It really did.
It helps everybody that asks for the help.
Because your group, and if you could be so kind, again, for the viewers, it is called what again?
Together We Got This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not like, you know, one of those Clinton pins together thing, is it?
No.
All right, okay. You know, I mentioned my wife because she hates it.
Right.
And she never watches my show.
I don't blame her.
I mean, I got to tell you,
She wants to still love you.
Well, you know, and that makes me mad. I'm like, hey, babe, and she's like, look, I get the Joe Rossano Show naked.
Right.
I've seen your hiney.
Right.
Okay, the last thing I want to do is see your big giant flat moon head on a screen. But when my wife goes over the Bay Bridge, when we go to Ocean City, Maryland, we're getting local here.
Yeah.
We discuss the escape plan when we go over the bridge.
Yeah.
And her knuckles are like white because she's driving like this.
Why don't you drive?
Oh, because you know, because I'm the woman and she's the man, and she drives. Oh, in my house, oh, believe me,
You're wearing a dress around the house.
my wife is an absolute monarch. Now, my wife and I fought for the first 20 years of our relation. We fist fought.
Right.
Like cops coming to the house.
Right.
Okay? Figuratively speaking. And, you know, it wasn't until the 21st year where I realized, hey, you know what? Just do whatever she says.
Dude.
Just do anything, whatever. And I got to tell you, it's been the happiest year of my life. My wife and I, now we'll fight tomorrow. The cops will come.
Right.
But, you know, if my wife wants to watch the Weather Channel, which I would rather eat lint.
Right.
I watch the Weather Channel.
Dude,
I mean, and it works out. I gotta say that.
Anybody that argues about, well, I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning lately, just who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? God, who cares?
I take pills to say who cares.
Right.
What time does that start?
Yeah.
I got buddies of mine, you know, and you do too,
Yeah.
that are like that.
Yeah.
They don't want any drama and nothing bothers them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know, I take 8 pills to act like you.
Right. I would love to feel that way.
What time does that start?
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful.
I'm getting there though, slowly but surely. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You know, but not like a bad whatever, just like, it's fine. Like you said, yeah, you want to watch the Weather Channel? I think it's 53. Put it on.
How did you return to 98 Rock?
So the guy that hired me to do the nights originally left, came back, reached out to me and asked me what I was doing. It had been 2 years. I hadn't done anything. He said, you want to do a night show, voice track it? I was like, yeah, why not? And started doing that, and it's been over a year.
Voice track it.
Yeah, I do it from home.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the best.
In your underwear at home?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the radio, yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, not like this where I had to get all dialed up. You know?
I'm telling you, look at me. I mean,
I respect it.
I mean, I see. I love dressing like this. It makes me feel like, you know.
Yeah, it should make you feel good.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
I like dressing like this because I like to feel like a loser. I'm just kidding. But cool, dude. This has been fun, man.
I mean, look. This is like one. Again, I'm gonna use this term again. Forthcoming, Mickey. I hope to reach the level with my viewers, with my show, that you have with yours. I mean, I tell you, I love it, Nick. When I hear you on 98 Rock,
Thanks, Joe.
when I see you up on, I mean, and it always has. I think it's wonderful.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
You are very talented, Mickey. And
thank you, Joe.
And what I want to say to my audience, those who, you know, see Mickey on stage, hear Mickey on 98 Rock, let me tell you something, folks. Mickey Cucchiella is a stand-up guy. Okay? I mean, he was kind enough to come on my show, and I got to tell you, Mickey, that doesn't go overlooked. This was absolutely fascinating, and
thanks, man.
I graciously appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure, Joe. I'll gladly do it again.
Again,
See, I said it. I said it. I'll do it again.
For the 7 people that are going to watch this. Okay, so Mickey Cucchiella, 98 Rock, weeknights, Monday through Friday. What time?
7 to 9.
7 p.m.
I'm sorry,
to 9.
7 to midnight. 7 to midnight.
7 to midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 to midnight.
You can hear Mickey, whether he's in his underwear or not. He's home now doing the show. Okay, and Tuesday nights.
Together we got this meet at the Bowman, and then
on Harford Road in Kearney.
Yeah, and then this weekend, I'll date it so somebody sees it later. The Thursday the 27th, Friday the 28th, Saturday the 29th, or however that those numbers work. I might be wrong, but it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be headlining at Magooby's Joke House in Timonium, and come on out and laugh.
If you're having a bad day, okay, now I'm speaking from experience here, absolutely hilarious. Probably one of the best stand-up comedians I've ever seen, and I've seen many. You get a chance to get out to see Mickey Cucchiella, get an opportunity to listen to Mickey Cucchiella, again, weeknights, 7 to midnight, 98 Rock, strongly suggested. Again, Mr. Cucchiella, fascinating.
Sure,
and
thanks.
thank you just from the bottom of my heart.